My Vote, My Call. Empower women in southern Jordan, Tafilah, Karak, and Ma'an governorates to participate actively in public and political life. A podcast program funded by the Spanish Agency for International Development Cooperation and the European Union. Al-Tafilah Women Charitable Society takes full responsibility for the views and opinions expressed in this publication, and they do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the Spanish Agency for International Development Cooperation and the European Union. This audio discusses a summary of the study in the reality of female candidates' participation in the parliamentary elections in Al-Tafilah Governorate. The study is aimed to know the extent of female candidates' participation for the parliamentary elections in the year 2020 in the Governorate of Tafilah for the 19th Parliament, as part of the project My Vote, My Call, empowering women in southern Jordan, Tafilah, Karak, and Ma'an governorates. To actively participate in the societal and the political life, the study sample consisted of 9 women candidates for the 2020 parliamentary elections. The sample was chosen by an applied method to answer a study tool that was conducted through personal interviews from the point of view of candidate women and 200 voters from Tafilah community. Women were randomly selected to meet the legal age set for political participation and readiness to answer the study tool from their points of view. A questionnaire as the study's tool consisted of 19 groups of questions to be answered, after checking its validity and consistency. The results showed that the candidacy decision was primarily a tribal decision for most of the female candidates. Most of the female candidates were seeking to win the quota rather than competing with men. It is difficult for women in Tafilah Governorate to win by competition. It's confirmed that the qualifications that female candidates possess are not the actual reason for winning, as there are many other factors which decide who wins. The goal for most of the female candidates who nominated themselves was to serve the community, maintain and work to solve societal problems, in addition to proving the effective role of women. There were many difficulties and obstacles that faced the female candidates, most prominent of which were the formation of lists, financial matters, COVID-19, and living in a male-dominated society. The lists were formed based on tribal consultations. This method was one of the reasons for the failure of female candidates, as the chances for women to promote their electoral program is less than the chances for men in the same list. In addition, about half of the female candidates are exposed to bullying and to hate discourse during the campaign period from different sides. Most of female candidates did not think of withdrawing from the elections, despite the difficulties and obstacles they faced. The majority agreed that there was a clear spread of money to buy votes within the chaos during the voting process, in addition to the decline in the numbers of voters. The vast majority expressed that there was no support from male members from the same list because they were afraid that women could win in the competition instead of the quota. The majority also did not notice that there was any discrimination practices against women as candidates in the polling stations, and that the main reason for not winning in the elections was choosing the wrong list and betrayal from members of the same list. Adding to that, the money used by other candidates to buy votes, and the society being male-dominated. The majority did not believe that their failure in winning the election was because they were women, as more than half of them intend to re-elect themselves. COVID-19 crisis had a significant impact on the elections as a process and as a result. Most of the female candidates agreed that women in Tafilah are not sufficiently independent, and this is one of the reasons why women are not elected to become representatives. Despite this fact, the majority of female candidates believe that the society trusts the role and capabilities of women. The results of the questionnaire tool showed that the average total score of the responses of the random study sample, members representing the community as a whole, to all the questionnaire item was high, with an average of 2.88, which means that all the intended study samples agrees that there are societal factors that greatly affected the participation of women as candidates in Tafilah Governorate for the year 2020.